Hi there, coming back again with another DVD Blu-ray update. Got a couple DVDs, just two, lots of upgrades, and a couple special editions, and four new release titles. So just gonna jump right into it. Really quick though, before I do, I'm gonna give a quick recommendation. Check out on Netflix, Stranger Things. It's a really awesome new series. It's kind of like an 80s Spielberg movie written by Stephen King, scored by John Carpenter. It's fantastic. Uh, don't need to really tell you about what it's about. Just go watch a trailer for it. It's great. So I'm just going to jump right into it now. Start with the DVDs. Boom, we got a quad pack here. Fear, really like that movie. Mark Wahlberg's awesome in it. Obsessed with Reese Witherspoon, and he's crazy. Raising Cain, I had never seen this before this pack. I expected quite a bit because it was Brian De Palma. John Lithgow's good in it. It's just good. It's not great, it's just okay. I expected more, honestly, but it was okay. Haven't seen The Watcher. James Spader, Marissa Tomei, Keanu Reeves is apparently like a stalker in this movie or something like that, so I haven't seen it. Gotta give it a go. And A Kiss Before Dying I know nothing about, so yeah. For $1, figured I'd grab that. $2.99, I picked up Martin Scorsese's The King of Comedy. I've always wanted to watch this movie. Pretty much any Scorsese movie I want to eventually see. Got it on DVD, really cheap, so I'll give it a shot this way first before I find the Blu-ray. Apparently it's about Jerry Lewis, who is like this comedian guy who gets kidnapped by this wannabe comedian who kidnaps him and then kind of forces him to allow him to perform or something like that. So I haven't watched it yet. Definitely need to check it out soon. So yeah, gonna jump into a bunch of upgrades here first. But the first thing I'm gonna show is the Nakatomi Plaza Die Hard collection. This includes all 5 films. And finally, Live Free Die Hard is rated R, or unrated edition on Blu-ray. I've wanted that on Blu-ray for so long. I actually love Live Free or Die Hard. So yeah, all 5 of these movies in one nice little box. It actually came, if you don't know, the Nakatomi Plaza. It comes with this giant statue of the Nakatomi Plaza statue. A bigger box that this goes in with some booklets and some villain profile cards. But yeah, if you want to see that video about a week and a half from now, after I release this update, I'm going to release an unboxing of that statue, kind of, sort of. And if you're interested in watching that, you can enter to a chance to win all 5 of these movies on digital UV. So go watch that video if you're interested in that, and you will get instructions on how to enter the contest. Pretty simple. So yeah, Die Hard collection. Very happy to finally have this. And I just thought I'd take the Amaray out of the box because it's nice and easy on the shelf. So yeah, moving right along. We got a couple comedy classics here on Blu-ray here. Got Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, awesome. This is this new releasing they did of like comedy classics with their just like the main character's face in the front. Happy Gilmore I like a little bit better than Billy Madison, but both these are classic Sandler movies. Finally upgrade. They look great on Blu-ray. I also picked up Bruce Almighty and Liar Liar. Both of these are also great Jim Carrey films. I love Liar Liar. I'm kicking my own ass, do you mind? I used to have Bruce Almighty with a double pack with Evan Almighty, but I don't really like Evan Almighty, to be honest, so happy to finally get these. All of these movies were $6.99 each on a Best Buy sale, along with a couple other things I picked up from that, so yeah, great deal. And I love pretty much all these movies. Happy to have them on Blu-ray, and they all look great on Blu-ray. So there's 4 comedy classics right there. Picked this up real cheap. Just kind of trying to speed through these upgrades here. I Am Legend, great zombie sort of movie. A little bit more to it than that. This movie I've been wanting to upgrade for a while. I've had the original DVD since the movie came out on DVD. The only way to watch this, in my opinion, is the alternate version. It's a lot more truer to the Richard Matheson book. I've actually read that book, and it's not exactly true to the book, but it's more true to the feeling and the ideas and the tone of that book, especially the ending. So yeah, check out I Am Legend if you haven't seen it. Will Smith does some great acting in this movie, especially with his dog, and yeah, just lots of good scenes. So definitely check that out. What's his dog's name? Max, I think. Anyways, moving on. Hoosiers. Great Gene Hackman performance, Dennis Hopper, and it's about these coaches who are coaching a high school basketball team. Haven't seen this in quite a while. Got it for really cheap, $4.99. So figured I'd upgrade my DVD copy. Definitely gonna have to give it a rewatch here soon. I don't remember a ton about it. I just know Gene Hackman's one of my favorite actors. He's never bad in anything. So even if the movie sucks, he's usually great in it. So yeah, that's Hoosiers and on Blu-ray. I also got Donnie Brasco, the extended cut on Blu-ray here. Johnny Depp, Al Pacino. Great mob movie about this undercover cop who goes undercover into the mob to infiltrate it, and then eventually he starts getting kind of consumed by this character he's created for himself in this lifestyle. So it's really good movie based on a true story, and yeah, Michael Madison's really good in this movie. So yeah, that's moving on. And Caddyshack. I love this movie. It's one of my all-time favorite comedies. I've watched it countless amounts of time. When I finally picked it up here on Blu-ray for relatively cheap, I think I paid like $8-9 for it or something like that. I threw it in right away, watched it. It looks great on Blu-ray. Rodney Dangerfield's hilarious. The judge here, he always makes me laugh. Damn! Chevy Chase is great. By far, one of my favorite parts, though, is Bill Murray. He is awesome in this movie as the groundskeeper. My favorite scene with him, there's so many good scenes with him, but my favorite one is when he's like assembling all the plastic explosives for the gopher. He's just like, to get the animal, you must think like an animal, and at any time possible, look like an animal. And then he does this like stupid face. That whole scene makes me laugh, and pretty much every scene he's in is great. The movie is awesome. You know, if you haven't seen this, I highly recommend you definitely check it out if you're into comedies. So, directed by Harold Ramis, written by him as well. Good stuff here. This is Boyhood here on Mondo Steelbook Edition. This is another awesome Best Buy. Best Buy was having a great sale. All their steelbooks were on like super cheap, and so I picked up the Boyhood here by Richard Linklater. Great film. I wanted to get this movie in any form. I watched it on Netflix originally, and I just wanted to get it. Best Buy has it for $4.99 on Mondo Steelbook. I just couldn't believe how cheap it was, so I definitely had to get it. Picked it up. Love this edition. Really cool design to it. On the back here, like the whole back outside of the sleeve is like all like this cool picture design. And this movie's great. It's a coming of age story. It actually literally takes place over 12 years of filming, so the main character along with all the other characters grow up as the movie goes along. It's very cool, awesome, original style of filmmaking. And the main kid here is great. I think Patricia Arquette is pretty much the best in this movie. I think she just does a great job as the mother trying to kind of keep their family above water, going from bad relationship to trying to get her shit together. It's great. Ethan Hawke is also very good as this kind of like, he's not a deadbeat dad, but he's just kind of in and out of their life. He's like this hippie character, but he's a good guy deep down. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this movie. It's long, it's about 3 hours long, but it's fantastically written, directed, and it's all kind of just about the little moments in life that make up life, and how like to really enjoy it, you just need to be living in it. So it's a very good movie. I really loved it. So if you haven't seen Boyhood, definitely check it out. That sale is gone, but for $4.99, I couldn't beat this Mondo Steelbook of Boyhood. Moving on, another Mondo Steelbook got for $10. The variant edition of Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Love this black on green color scheme. There's the ectoskeleton there. You got Arnold and Sarah Connor. You got T-1000 there. It's just a great addition. The original version is like all red, and I didn't really like that color scheme, but I really do like the black and green. This is the Skynet edition. Really cool edition. I still have my normal Amaray version, so I don't know if I'm going to get rid of that, or maybe I will, I'm not sure. But I definitely love this. For $10, I could not go wrong. Absolutely love this movie. So, it's honestly one of the best action movies ever made. Sci-fi action, too. So, Schwarzenegger is great in this movie. For $10, I got these two with these 4 movies on that Best Buy sale. Such a good deal. I didn't expect to get any more Mondos for a while, but to get them that cheap, I couldn't help it. And like all the Mondos I have were super cheap on that sale, so I kind of regret getting like First Blood and stuff like that. But whatever, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day, as Friday says. Anyways, moving on. Another cool now we're moving into like new titles adding to my collection. This is the cool new pop art collectible series that they've released. They released tons of movies like this. Animal House. The next one you'll see Weird Science, 16 Candles, Lucy, fucking Bridesmaids, Apollo 13, which really didn't kind of seem to fit, but there's just tons of them. Old Alfred Hitchcock movies. I was going to get 16 Candles and Weird Science, but I decided I haven't even seen those movies, so I know I should probably see them already. They're John Hughes, but I don't think I really need to buy those until I've seen them. But for now, I picked up Animal House, National Lampoon's. It's a classic. I love this movie. It's super funny. Comes with lots of cool special features. But yeah, pretty much every scene in this movie has at least a funny moment, if not the whole scene's funny. The end's great. John Belushi is the shit in this movie. My favorite part is when he's like perving out and looking in these girls' rooms, and they're all like naked having a pillow fight. Then he works his way with the ladder over to this other room, and there's this girl, like the hottest girl in the dorm or whatever, in this room, and she kind of starts fiddling with herself and getting naked, and he just turns around slowly and breaks the fourth wall, looks at the camera, and gives the old eyebrow raise. It's just funny. And then yeah, he falls off the ladder, and it's great. This movie's awesome. I'm happy to have this edition. I kind of like the original artwork where it's like all this like cartoon, the house and all the characters all over the place. But I also like the simplistic style of this, so pretty happy to have National Lampoon's Animal House. Directed by John Landis and written by Harold Ramis, and I can't remember if he also co-wrote this, Douglas Kennedy. So yeah, gonna move right on. The other pop art I got was The Breakfast Club. I've been wanting to get this movie for a while. I'm pretty sure this is the 30th anniversary edition. Has tons of special features, a 12-part documentary there. And yeah, this is a great film about these high school kids who get Saturday detention, I believe. And they all kind of like mesh with each other. They all have their own problem. They're all rich characters who kind of like bounce off each other. They're all different, but they all kind of complement each other. There's a lot of talking in this movie, but it's the good type of dialogue where it's just great stuff. Not a lot of stuff outrageous like scenes happen, but it's just great. Just everything that happens in this movie. A great feel to it, great dialogue, great style and scenery. Again, there's not a lot like going on, but it just all looks very cool. And I assume this movie looks great on Blu-ray. I haven't seen it on Blu-ray. Last time I seen it was on like TV, on cable, a long time ago. So I haven't watched it in a while. Really looking forward to it. Gotta love John Hughes. I still need to pick up Uncle Buck, Great Outdoors. And I definitely need to watch 16 Candles and Weird Science and see if I want those or not. So yeah, that's The Breakfast Club. These are pretty cool editions. There's a lot of cool ones that came out, but whatever. Maybe down the line I'll pick them up. Moving on, I got the Digibook edition of Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. I haven't seen this movie yet. It's a Stanley Kubrick film. George C. Scott, I like him and everything. I heard Peter Sellers is great in this movie. Has multiple characters. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about this movie. All I know is that it's like a political, dark comedy. And apparently it's really good. black and white from the 60s, but it's Kubrick, and I imagine it's just awesome, like all his movies. And like even if I don't like it at first, watch it a couple times, and just like all his movies, I end up just loving them after a few viewings. So yeah, and I really like this digibook edition. It's just great, like lots of cool pages to look at, and definitely after I watch the movie I'll go through and read all that, because I don't want anything spoiled. But yeah, I definitely need to get on watching this. Happy to get it. There is a Criterion for this, but it's super expensive, so I figured I'd just try and find this, which is also pretty expensive, but I found it kind of cheap, so on eBay. Another eBay score. I wanted to get this movie. I found it on VHS out, because sometimes I go around and I grab a couple VHSs here. I got a small, cool little collection of them. Picked this up because it sounded interesting, watched it, and I loved it. It's a Joel Schumacher movie, probably my favorite of his, next to like Phone Booth and Lost Boys. But a really cool movie here, and it's about this man whose life, he was kind of like living this life that he thought was gonna be super good for him. He had this awesome job, this family that he built, and it's not long before everything goes to shit. He loses his family, loses his job, and he just has a mental collapse. And one day he's in traffic, and he just can't take it anymore. He just leaves his car there, and he goes on this journey from the beginning of the movie all the way to the end, and just progressively getting more and more crazy. And like it's kind of like this fantasy, like a lot of people have, like, you know, you feel you're being unjustly treated or things are unfair, and you kind of have like a fantasy, I'd just like to smack that guy in the mouth or whatever. And at first, like in the convenience store scene, it kind of like, well, I kind of understand where he's coming from. Like I kind of wish I could do that or something, you know, just I've had enough and I'm gonna set someone straight. But it's not long after that he escalates pretty badly, and he starts getting very crazy each time. Then you're kind of like, well, yeah, I'd like to set someone straight, but I'm not going to, because I'll probably end up in jail, and it ain't right anyways to lay hands on someone. But he really starts getting carried away the more and more the movie starts, and then you're kind of like, whoa, this guy's got a screw loose here big time. And yeah, even he's surprised at the end of the movie. He's just kind of like, I'm the bad guy now? How'd this happen? So yeah, it's a really cool movie. I highly recommend it. Excellent performance from Michael Douglas. And yeah, it's just fantastic. I was happy to get this digibook. Got it for a really good deal. I think I paid like $14 for it. So yeah, cool edition. Highly recommend this movie if you haven't seen it. Definitely check it out. That's Falling Down. Moving on, an awesome film. The Voices here. Check this out on Netflix. I didn't see it when it originally came out, and I loved it. It's kind of like a dark horror comedy. It's kind of got an American Psycho vibe to it, and it's about this young man here who is trying to hook up with this girl he works with at this like packing company. He's kind of like an awkward dude, and he ends up meeting up with her through some events, and he accidentally kind of sort of kills her, and he takes her body home after a while. He chops her up into little pieces and keeps her head in the fridge, and it's not long before his dog and his cat start talking to him, and they're kind of like his subconscious, his bad side, his good side. And then even the girl's head in the fridge starts talking to him, and she wants a friend, and it's this very warped sense of reality where you don't know what you're seeing is his reality only, or if it's the real stuff, and that becomes clear throughout the movie. It's great. It's got a weird sense of humor. It's funny. It is pitch perfect. I love it. It's probably one of my newer, more favorite movies that I've seen in a long time. Definitely check it out. And if you want to watch this movie, I'm giving away the digital copy here, The Voices, digital UV HD, and here's the code. Going once, going twice, gone. First come, first serve. So there you go. There's The Voices. We got Nonstop. Don't got a lot to say about this movie. I seen it when it first came out. I don't remember a ton. What I remember is he's an air marshal on an airplane with Julianne Moore's sitting beside him or something like that. And soon enough, he's being contacted on his phone by what we assume is a terrorist of some kind, and he's like requesting he does certain tasks, or something bad's going to happen. So yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. I don't really remember tons of it. I remember it being good, like the action and stuff like that. So it's directed by this guy here, I don't know how to say it, but he also directed Run All Night. So yeah, another cool Liam Neeson action movie. I definitely want to give that a rewatch. Moving on, I got Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. Paid $8 each for these. The original, co-written by Oliver Stone, is a great, gritty, realistic take on Conan the Barbarian. Very graphic, gory scenes, and it's about this. It's about a bunch of stuff. You'll learn who Conan is. He's like this slave who learns to be a fighter, like a gladiator type character, and then he ends up going on to his own thing, and he gets tasked by this king to find his daughter, who's been kind of wrapped up in this serpent religious sort of cult. And it's really great how it all plays out. The sequel does not, like, the Conan the Barbarian is a pretty highly rated movie. The Conan Destroyer is definitely underrated. It's not as good as the Barbarian, but I still enjoy this movie. A lot of people seem to not like it, but whereas the first one's like super raw and gritty, this one has that like graphic, gory elements, but it's more steeped in like magic and sorcery and fantastic demons and stuff like that. I like both these movies. I think they really are great. Arnold was a great casting for this. I think he did an amazing job. So yeah, that's two more Arnold movies that I need to get on Blu-ray, which I have gotten. I want to get all his movies, maybe except for Junior on Blu-ray, but I still need to get Kindergarten Cop and Jingle All the Way. So yeah, that's Conan and Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer. I actually heard that they're doing Conan the Conqueror with Arnold soon, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, those are two movies I really did enjoy. I watched them back to back. I really love them both. They're different from each other, but they're also really awesome. Concussion, got the super cheap for $4 at a thrift store. Brand new, no scratches, no nothing. And this is a cool movie. Will Smith does an amazing acting job in this. He plays this doctor who discovers that a lot of these football players, after their career, or even sometimes at the tail end, because of all the concussions that they've received through playing football, they become mentally unstable, super violent, and just suicidal even. And he's on this like journey to release this information and let people know what's going on. And the NFL are trying to stifle his research and discredit him. It's a fantastic film based on a true story, as it says right there. I would recommend this. And one of Will Smith's best performances to date. Great film. Happy to get that for $4. Brand spanking new on Blu-ray. I got this for $2 here on a Collingwood buy and sell trade. I got the George Clooney in The American. This is cool. It's kind of like a spy take on a Western style take on a spy movie. And it's George Clooney. His past life is haunting him. He's an older spy. He kind of just wants to do his own thing. He doesn't know if he has it in him anymore. He does this new job after some events early on in the movie, and he's building this weapon for what seems to be an assassination attempt in the future. And it's just awesome. And as the movie goes, he meets this woman. He kind of wants to have a life outside of this, and his past keeps interfering. It's a great movie. I think it's good. It's a slower pace film. It's well directed. The cinematography is excellent. George Clooney's performance is understated but excellent. I really enjoy it. This wouldn't be for everyone, but I definitely think you should at least watch it. Give it a watch. I wouldn't say buy it right away. Give it a watch, see if you like it. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, but I really enjoyed it. Thought it was well made. I'm not even sure who directs it. So yeah, moving on. $2 for that with the slipcover. I also got another movie for $2 from that same deal with the slipcover, Battle Los Angeles. It's not a war, it's survival. Aaron Eckhart does an amazing acting job in this. Really wasn't necessary, if you ask me. This could have easily just been a cheesy B movie, but I think his acting, performance, and some of the story elements really elevate this to be a lot better than you'd expect. It's not just some sci-fi cheap movie. It's actually really cool. The alien design, their purpose, their weaponry, their spaceships, all very cool and pretty original. And yeah, just some great. It's kind of like a military movie blended with a sci-fi invasion movie, and it works really well. A lot of cool characters, a lot of good action scenes. I would recommend this if you like sci-fi or war movies. It works good as both. So yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, definitely check it out. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix as well. Just like The Voices. If you want to see either of these movies, go on Netflix. I'm pretty sure they're both on there. Give them a shot. Got Bolt here, another cool Disney movie to add to my collection of Disney. Got this for $4 at a thrift store, brand spanking new, not a scratch on it. Even had the movie reward points, which was great. So yeah, John Travolta plays Bolt. Susie from Curb Your Enthusiasm plays this streetwise alley cat. Miley Cyrus is the little girl. I'm pretty sure that's Malcolm McDonald's doing the character, but I'm not 100% on that. And yeah, it's a cool Disney early computer animated movie, and yeah, it's about this dog Bolt who has been raised kind of in a Truman Show way to believe that he's like this superhero dog, but really he's just on a show, and but he doesn't know that, and he ends up getting lost in America on his own, and he has to find his way back, and over time he starts realizing that he's not the superhero dog he thought he was, and he gets help from this little cat here and this hamster who's hilarious. And yeah, it's just I enjoy this movie. I thought it was fun. I think it's funny. I think it holds up. It really does have most Disney movies. It's got all those funny moments, heartfelt moments, and it holds up regardless of the time period. And pretty good CG effects for being a very early one. It's not quite Pixar level or even the new Disney animation level, but it's good. I enjoyed this. Bolt. Now we get into the 4 last films, which are all new releases. I got The Brothers Grimsby here. I love this movie. I know a lot of people think it sucks. It's too raunchy. It's not funny. I think it's funny, raunchy, awesome, hilarious. It's kind of South Park level raunch. But yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen, always loved him. Ali G Show, Bruno, Borat, the Dictator was great. And this is a movie about 2 long-lost brothers. One is kind of like this drunk football fan who kind of is like a I don't even know what you call it in Britain, but he's kind of like a trailer park sort of trash in this movie, but for over there. And he finds his older brother his younger brother who he hasn't seen since they were kids, and he realizes that he's a super agent, an undercover James Bond sort of deal, and he becomes involved with them, fucks everything up, and before long they're on this they're being framed for stuff, and they're trying to clear their names and save the day sort of deal. But it's super funny. There's so many funny moments in this, quotable moments, outrageous moments. The elephant scene, the elephant vagina scene is just ridiculous. Rebel Wilson here is funny as hell. She made me laugh big time. It's not a queef, and then she farts. She's like, it wasn't a fart, that was a queef, and then she farts, that was a fart. and just Sacha Baron Cohen's character is so funny in this. Highly recommend it. One of the best raunchy comedies I've seen in years. I'm going to give away the digital copy for that. Got Brothers Grimsby Ultraviolet here. Here's the code. 1, 2, 3. First come, first serve. And yeah, highly recommend this. I thought it was great. I don't give a shit what any rating Rotten Tomatoes says. It made me laugh throughout the entire movie. I think it's just under 90 minutes, so it flies by. Super funny. I love the scene with Precious. Made me laugh. Hardcore Henry. Really cool, groundbreaking film style of an action movie. Kind of a blend with a first-person shooter video game with an actual action movie. Charlton Copley, the guy from District 9, plays like 20 characters in this. It's great, and it's just a really cool first-person action film, and it really works well. First time I watched it, I know a lot of people have rated this pretty low because it's got an empty story. First time I watched it, I'd have to agree. I didn't really love the story, but then I watched it a second and a third time, and I really started to kind of like, okay, now the story's kind of fleshing out, and I'm paying more attention to that than the action. And yeah, just an amazing visual experience. And even Brothers Grimsby has like some first person action maybe that they lent from this movie. I don't know, but it's awesome. I love this movie. I can't highly recommend it enough. The last half hour of it alone is just absolutely amazing, breathtaking, stunning, and like I said, groundbreaking. Like I really hope they make a Hardcore Henry 2. Awesome movie. And I got it 2 weeks early because Walmart had it as a select, and they got it super early. It's not supposed to come out till July 26th, which is today, the day I'm making this. So I've had that for 2 weeks now. Anyways, moving along, another awesome Richard Linklater movie. Everybody wants some spiritual successor to Dazed and Confused. A lot of people are calling this a sequel to that. It's not a sequel. It's kind of the same style of a film, but just in the 80s with a different sort of story to it. It's like the beginning of this college semester and building up or leading up to this season of baseball and college. And it's this baseball team that's assembling, trying out for the team. And while they're on their nights, they're going out, they're partying, they're meeting girls, they're going to all these different sort of clubs. It's great. All the characters are funny. The dialogue's pitch perfect as always with Richard Linklater. Directions well done. I really enjoyed this movie. I couldn't get it at my local store, so I had to order it in, which was annoying, but luckily I got the slip undamaged. So yeah, I love this movie. As Dazed and Confused is probably a better film and whatnot, but I find this one funnier than Dazed and Confused, just not quite as good a film. But I love them both. I think this is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's got an awesome post-credit scene, too. But yeah, definitely check it out. My favorite character, I believe, is, what is his name? Mad Dog, I think. He is great in this movie. Yeah, so that's everybody wants some. Definitely check it out if you haven't. And last but not least, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition 3D. I don't have a 3D TV, but I just love this cover. If you're gonna have Batman versus Superman, that's all that should be on the cover, is them fighting. I really loved everything, all the characters in this movie. Wonder Woman. I liked how they introduced some of the Justice League characters. Aquaman, The Flash. Looking forward to those movies. I've seen the trailer for Wonder Woman and Justice League. It both look awesome. Jesse Eisenberg in this movie, kind of annoying. He's a little too ridiculous. But I kind of think, I've watched this a few times now. I've only seen the Ultimate Edition. Didn't go to the theater, so because of all the bad stuff I was hearing, so maybe it's better because I've only seen the Ultimate Edition, which runs at like 3 hours long. But Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor is kind of like silly, and he's always like, hey, he's just a weirdo. But I think that might be his public persona that he's putting on, so people underrate him and don't think of him as this like supervillain. Because when he's with Superman and Batman and like people he's trying to intimidate, he kind of becomes that villainous creature that you would expect. By the end of the movie, he's pretty hardcore. But I don't know, his performance is kind of weird, teeter-totter to me, but I like the movie as a whole. I actually like Man of Steel. I don't have a problem with all the destruction. I don't care. I'm watching this movie for awesome scenes. I don't really care how realistic it is. I'll go watch fucking The Godfather for that or something, you know. I'm just watching to be super entertained and super stimulated visually, and I think Henry Cavill did a good job Man of Steel. I think he does a good job here as Superman. Ben Affleck does an amazing job as Batman. I was one of the people who were like, oh, that doesn't sound cool. Ben Affleck is Batman. But he really, really brought it. He's awesome Batman. He's more rugged, violent. He doesn't seem to have that code where he's not going to shoot, like he's not going to use guns on people. He seems to be old and sick of that code, so he's moved on to just being brutal. The Batman versus Superman fight scene is fantastic. Could be a little longer, like a few minutes longer, maybe 5 minutes, but at the same time, it leaves you wanting more. So it's successful, looks awesome. The Doomsday battle at the end of the movie, spoilers, is great. At first I was like, where's his bone shards? What the hell? But then as they fuck him up a little bit, he starts getting bone shells, and I'm like, yes, that's cool. Wonder Woman's badass. She's hot. She's kick-ass. She's got everything you'd expect from her. Like I said, I'm looking forward to that movie. I really like the scene after Batman and Superman, spoiler alert, fight. Batman goes to save Martha, Superman's mom, and before he gets to her, he has to like clear out this whole room. That is awesome. I hope like the way he does it so brutally, and he just fucks up all the henchmen. And if that's what's to come from the new standalone Batman movie with Ben Affleck, I'm very excited. So yeah, Batman versus Superman. Really enjoyed this. I don't understand all the hate. Looking forward to the new DC cinematic universe. Gonna give away the digital copy here. Ultraviolet, there's the code right there. 1, 2, 3, first come, first serve. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Very happy with everything I grabbed here. Like I said, if you would like to get the chance to win all the digital copies for all 5 of the Die Hard movies and see the unboxing of the statue, check out my next video coming down the line. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you saw something here you were interested in. And yeah, I was successful. I made this video a little bit shorter. I want to start making my videos a little bit shorter than 45 minutes to an hour. I'll try to whittle that down each time. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video. As always, like if you like, subscribe, all that jazz. And as always, be easy. No fucking shit, lady. Think I'm ordering a pizza?